Yeah. What's good, guys? Your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another Monday Night Raw, the review show. Yeah. It's the review for the 5th of September 2022, Monday Night Raw. First of all, mic check. Yeah, I mean, can I get the trustees in the chat to let me know if the mic's, you know what I'm saying? Khalid, let me know, bro. Is the mic good? Because I ain't kicking off this show until we have the mic check. You already know this, man, but big up to everybody in the chat. Yeah, man. Ready to chop up this Raw. This is the Raw following WWE Clash at the Castle 2022. What was the UK's biggest pay-per-view they've had in 30 years. Thanks, Khalid, for letting me know that the mic's good. Big up Alexander in the chat as well. Big up to you, brother. But yeah, man. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. If anyone's in my reaction, then you already know how I felt about some of it. I apologize. I looked tired in my reaction, and it's actually I had sore eyes before when I'm streaming it because of my hay fever, and then I got tired as well, and I was just like, listen, catches up with you, man. But I'm here. It's all good. I'm very excited. Had fun watching wrestling, man. I've had a strong weekend of wrestling. We had Clash at the Castle. We had Worlds Collide. We had AEW All Out. Then you had the stuff that followed that with the press conferences and the fighting and all that business. So wrestling's heating up a little bit, man. The wrestling world shouldn't be too downbeat on anything. Should be interesting. But obviously we're gonna get into Raw. Let me just get to the comment section first, and then we'll go. Big up Andrew. Favorite guy Savage. What will they find? Triple H brought favorite wrestler back in WWE. Braun Strowman. An interview backstage said he would be. Yeah, listen, no one needs to inform me on what happened. I watched everything. I watched everything, man. So yeah, you don't need to let me know what happened in the show. That's literally why I'm doing the review show. But big up to you, Khalid. Yep. Big up, bro. Big up, Alexander. Big up, Andrew. I know some funny monster back, but we will see the family reunion with Bray. I don't think so. I think Bray's levels above Braun, and I think I had some thoughts today that we're gonna obviously get to Braun properly. We're gonna go bit by bit, but I feel like they miss a trick on some stuff, man. Because I'm looking at people like Gargano and Theory, and I'm like, they could do with somebody like Braun Strowman in their corner. You could say a Moss, but he's not very good in terms of like facial expressions and actually feeling like he's intimidating. He's smiling too much. But if they brought Braun back with, in fact, they should have brought him back to be the bodyguard of Austin Theory. That's what I think they should have done. And then when Austin Theory eventually cashes in that Money in the Bank briefcase, the part of the contract for him looking after him could be, as long as he cashes in, Braun Strowman gets a title shot. Then they can have a storyline where no, Theory actually said something else in the contract. Then we get a storyline between them, and then Braun beats him eventually because it'll be realistic for Braun to beat him. But we'll see. But I think for Bray Wyatt to come back, he needs to be on his own. I think, or he has to have people who are way beneath him, who is like controlling. But it depends what Bray Wyatt they bring back. Did they bring back the? My favorite Bray Wyatt is the Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt. I don't think there's anything better than him. I really love Funhouse Bray as well, and I love the Fiend as well. But the Fiend's not needed. The Fiend is kind of like how Finn Balor with the Demon. He only needed to come out every now and again. That's the way to use it. They started using it too much, so very interesting. But what rumors Bray could have? No rumors on this channel, bro. No rumors, and it wouldn't make any sense. Bray Wyatt can make it make sense, but the way that Loomis has come back already and the way Braun's come back are two completely opposite ways of doing things. So I don't see that happening, but it's obviously possible. You know what I mean? I don't run the company, but I think it would be silly to do. Dexter Loomis is a good person to have it as part of a faction, though, because he doesn't talk. So he could work with Bray, but I don't see Braun and Bray again. It doesn't, because Bray's going to be the head of that, but Braun is obviously here to, you know what I mean? He wants to go for the big titles. If not the WWE title, which I'm sure he'll go through. He's got history with Roman. But maybe the Intercontinental title, him and Gunther, big guys, man. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But let's kick off the Raw review show because we're here for a good time, not a long one, you know, like that. So we'll keep show kicked off. I think I've got it in order here, so let me know otherwise. And I'll probably leave out the backstage segments as much this week. There was a backstage segment with The Miz and Ciampa coming into the building. It was a little bit silly because obviously the first time Loomis came in, there was a car burning in the background. Today there was a car flipped over. But I was thinking, was that car there to signify Braun and not Loomis? Because how would Loomis flip a car over? Like that's Braun's thing. So I think that was to symbolize Braun, but the Miz took it as it was thingy Loomis and got scared. I have to say as well, we're gonna kick off with the Judgment Day and Edge cutting a promo in the ring. But tell you what, man, Judgment Day's t-shirts. There's some good t-shirts, bro. I don't even like the Judgment Day, but I might buy this t-shirt just because. I'm not even joking. Great t-shirt. Gotta love the WWE merch. But yeah, we kicked off. We had Rey Mysterio and Edge in the ring. And the whole premise of this was Edge pretty much saying, like, listen, Dominic has to answer for his sins, bro. Like, I know he's your son, I know his family and all this stuff, but he's a grown man. He's going to have grown man consequences. He needs to come to the ring. We need to fight. And it was obviously Rey trying to talk Edge out of it and stuff. So then the Judgment Day approached the ring and they come out with Dominic looking like some bootleg Eddie Guerrero, bro. Now, listen, there's nothing wrong with this segment. I think it was great. Dominic, it's hard for him to look menacing because he's got the slick back hair, he's got a baby face. Like, I know we call people baby faces and heels, but he's literally a baby face. Like his face, I think Dominic needs a beard. I know it's not his fault. He can't just grow a beard because Rey doesn't have one either. He's got this little. Dominic needs a beard, bro. He doesn't look intimidating at all. He didn't say anything. And obviously Rey tried to speak to Dominic, and Dominic was just looking past him, which Rey obviously was hurt by, and proceeded to try and walk off. He did in the end. And then obviously the Judgment Day approached the ring and attacked Edge, which was always going to happen. Now, Rey came back out to help Edge, well, to try and save him or whatever, or stop Dominic. But it made no sense. Like, you knew that leaving Edge in the ring with the Judgment Day outside the ring, obviously they were going to attack him in it. So how come it took so long for Rey went to the back? He would have went to gorilla position. Why did it take so long for him to run back out and try and help? Because when he did try and run back out, it didn't work out for him. First, Rhea wouldn't let him past. Then Rhea beat him up, threw him into the steel stairs and that. And then Edge got beat up. And the thing that I'm not happy about, which away from what I just said there, does this mean that we get Edge leaving again and returning again? Because this is what happened last time. They took him out with the concerto, then he came back at SummerSlam, I think, or was it something, or was it before that? It was probably before that. Whatever pay-per-view was before that. But and he came back with the flames and you know what I'm saying? Actually, it was SummerSlam. So he's gonna come back. We had all the vignettes of him coming back, and now Finn Balor, they put the chair on his leg, and then he done the coup de grace, which looked great, by the way. It looked very painful. But if I'm gonna watch wrestling again, and I don't mind Edge being injured, but he needs to be on the screen, having interviews, talking to Michael Cole, saying that I'll be back in a few. If I come back next week to Raw and Edge isn't there, nothing about him, and they're just saying he's injured, and we don't see him for another 3 months, I'm kind of done, bro. And he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, but I'm just kind of done with everything around him. This would be the third. He came back the first time injured in the Royal Rumble. No, he came back, got injured against Randy Orton in the greatest match of all, tore his tricep, came back, Royal Rumble, got injured again, came back, Judgment Day, got injured again, concerto out. He's going to go away and come back. And now he's had his leg mashed up. He's going to go in and come back again. I don't know. And for the Bray Wyatt thing, probably should use somebody like Elias more than anybody else. Use people that are actually really good at their job but are not getting used properly. Forget the Ezekiel thing. Even you can even put that in a storyline, to be fair, but I would have Bray, and it's a shame, in it, because Elias already shaved off his beard. He would have been perfect, but yeah, I'm saying. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. I see CM Punk interview after blood out. Cody knew there was going to be. Let's say why he left before it started. Yeah, there was a fight backstage as well. I know that you're a massive CM Punk fan and stuff like that, but I'm just saying that people, if something happens on WWE, everyone says it's unprofessional. It's very unprofessional of CM Punk in that press conference to be swearing, calling people pricks, saying these rude things about them and stuff like that. If that's how you really feel, then keep it behind, you know what I mean? Go and say it to their face and keep it off screen, and that it made Tony Khan look like a dickhead, if I'm honest. Like, he couldn't handle his own superstar. He was pulling like Tony Khan was sitting there with facial expressions, looking like he looked like CM Punk was running the company to me. And I like CM Punk. It was fun for me to watch because I don't care. But it did look like Tony. It made Tony Khan look like a prick. Like, there was no way if CM Punk was in WWE and he was sitting next to Vince, that would happen. Should have ended the press conference. So I would like your thoughts on wrestling, my friend. But I didn't like the Fiend character. But when he lost, like, each of us, Bray. Now I like the Fiend, man, but they used it too much. They used it way too much. And once they set him on fire and all that business and brought him back from the dead, it was stupid. Yeah, that's what I said. Big up Ilias. I mean, your friend. Yeah, man. It's not a big thing. Like, I'm not like all distraught about it now. I just thought, in terms of, wrestling continuity, it didn't make much sense. But moving on from there, we had the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. I think we had in this match, let me get this right. We had Alpha Academy, Los Lotharios, New Day, and Street Profits. And obviously, this match was for an opportunity to fight the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. It was a good match, but it didn't last very long. And obviously, we're going to get into the obvious reasons. It was good to see New Day in a match what meant something again. I can't lie, Los Lotharios just remind me of flipping the Colognes and then they kept changing their name. Like, they're not. I like them as individuals, and they could be a great tag team, but their gimmicks are a bit stupid. Like, they make girls blush and then they get beat up. What girls interested in geezers who are getting beat up? I don't understand. It's just not my neck of the woods anyway. No girl I likes men who can't handle themselves. So, but yeah, very shortly into the match, we had, I think it was Gable had an ankle lock on Montez, and then we had Run! And yes, the monster among men has returned. Braun motherfucking Strowman. Now, I said it in my reaction. I've said it over this channel since it's been released. I knew he would come back eventually. I thought to be fair, even if Vince was still there, Braun would come back eventually. Obviously, he's getting paid big money before. I said that since he's left the company, I watched him live as well, speak about it, him and Eric Rowan, when they came to Liverpool. And they didn't say anything bad about WWE then. He's not said anything bad about WWE in interviews. Not said anything bad about WWE on Twitter or Instagram. I think I said that him and Mia Yim and Keith Lee maybe not really said anything that can, you know what I mean? They ain't burnt any bridges. They were very like grateful to have the opportunity in the company and stuff like that. Because everyone's got to remember, Braun's a big guy and stuff like that, but he's a soft dude, man. And he looked more distraught when he left because it was his dream to be in the WWE. So now he's back. You could see that he tried to keep the monster face, but he couldn't help but smile because the crowd were chanting for him and that. Couple like, Strowman Express running around the ring and thing. He had a bit of a nose ring, which I don't like. Get rid of that nose ring. He looks stupid. He took out everyone. He took out everyone in this. He took out the security guards. He took out the tag teams. He was left looking powerful, but there is a mistake from WWE here that I don't think they should. Okay, I don't think I should call it a mistake. I think there was a creative opportunity here with Braun, and they ruined it already. What was the point of Braun coming out attacking the tag teams? He's not in a tag team himself. He's been tag team champions before with Nicholas, obviously. He's not going to fight any of these guys again unless somebody throws him in a singles match with him. Not going to fight him again. They made Otis look weak again, which is not good. All the other ones are smaller people and that, but made Otis look weak. And yeah, what does he benefit from beating up these guys? It doesn't matter. These guys get beat up every week anyway. All of them, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, Los Lotharios, and the New Day, they get beat up every week. So it doesn't make him look strong beating them up. It just makes him look like regular Braun Strong. They should have saved this for SmackDown. If they're gonna go with him and Roman for the next story, maybe they should have saved it for then. He could have interrupted in any kind of match. He could have interrupted in, I don't know. Like I said, I think they should have put him in Theory, to be honest. I think they should have had a Theory trying to cash in again on SmackDown, and I don't know, Braun protects him in some way, or somebody tries to attack him and Braun. Because we'll get to Theory, but I'm not really happy with the way they're treating him. Honestly, like, I know there's this hand-picked Vince McMahon business and that, but they're not treating him properly. He's got the money in the back briefcase, so I will be very shocked if he ever gets to cash that in. I think he's going to lose it in a fight to somebody. I won't be surprised if they put him against Braun and he loses it, but yeah. But it's good to see Braun back in it. It's not everyone's not a fan of Braun, but it's good to see him back. Moving on from there, we had the newly crowned tag team champions, Leah and Raquel Rodriguez in their first title defense, I think, because they won it on SmackDown. There wasn't a Clash at the Castle, so yeah, against Doudrop and Nikki. And yeah, what I said happened because they lost. Obviously, Nikki and Doudrop, they lost that Clash at the Castle as well. Which is weird because at the Clash of the Castle, they kind of got cheated out of the win because of Toxic Attraction. Commentators really didn't mention it very much. Great move from Raquel to get the win in this. She got the Tahana bomb off the top rope to Doudrop. She struggled, but she should struggle, and it looked great in the end. There was an argument backstage with Nikki and Doudrop as well, and obviously Nikki had took her mask off, which she should have done before this. I mean, if they want to save Nikki, when she comes back next week, just bring her back in the leather jacket, pissed off, because she shouldn't be in. I worry if they can save Nikki at all, to be honest, because I like the person. I don't care for the character at all. She's gonna come back next week and be almost a supervillain. I'm telling you, like, don't care for her as a superhero. I liked her insanity, but only as part of the group. When they put her on her own, I didn't like it. When they put her with Alexa Bliss, it was like she was Alexa's side piece. All we're best friends and stuff like that. But who really cares about them being best friends, honestly? Um, but yeah, madness. Savage, you come up with good ideas, my friend. I wish Braun Strowman could attack someone. Yeah, I think I just think that put him with Theory or put him with Johnny Gargano. I don't know, man. Put him with somebody who he can protect. But in the end, like Diesel and Shawn Michaels, like let him protect Austin Theory from people beating him up every week. Let Austin start getting a few wins. He can cheat to win, but this guy is meant to be built up. So when he cashes in, we can imagine him being champion. Now, if you remember the people who failed cash-ins before, Baron Corbin couldn't imagine being champion at the time. Braun Strowman, when he cashed in last time, he cashed in clean, but then he got took out by the Shield, and then Brock beat him. So it's very weird. It's very weird. Like, are we supposed to believe that he's going to be champion? Because when he cashes in, if he ever works, he's going to be champion for 2 weeks. Someone's going to take that belt off him straight away. So, it's a bit of a weird one. Also, they don't ever state these rules in the Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank contract is you're allowed to cash in on any title you choose. How come everybody always chooses I know that the top of the chain is the WWE titles, but some people ain't made for that. Like, some people were made to be intercontinental level, some people US title level. Tag teams, I don't ever know why, you know what I mean? It's a bit weird to me, but I love Austin Theory. I don't like how they're treating him. Yeah, Donald, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's almost like they're trying to get one over him. He was a Vince guy. Vince is gone. Let's beat him up every week because he lost on the kickoff shot at Clash at the Castle. He got punched in the face by Tyson Fury for no reason, by the way. I just need to explain this to people. He didn't cheat in that match. He cashed in. He tried to cash in his money. It's legal. He's allowed to do it. So why did somebody who's not a part of the roster, who's a part of the crowd, punch him? No police came. No one arrested him. Nothing like that. No security came. Then he came in the ring after and sang. Doesn't make any sense. I don't care. I don't care. Like, she needs to take off the whole outfit and go away for a little bit. I think they can save Doudrop because she's a bigger character. She's powerful. Nikki's just gonna fall into the crowd. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think he'll confront Roman as well. Moving on from there, we had Kevin Owens came out and he mocked Austin Theory. I like this. I like the promo behind this. KO kind of alluded to the fact that, I can call you Austin Theory again because you got your first name back, is another shot at Vince, I think. Obviously, Vince had took the Austin apart away, which, yeah, Theory sounds silly. Interesting, what they were talking about. And then it kind of got to the point where KO's new thing is, listen, are we going to get a ref out here and fight? Which they did. And yeah, it kicked off a match between them. Very interesting. Very interesting match. Good match, strong wrestling from both of them. But yeah, again, KO wins this. He wins this easy, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So try the swanton, knees up, and got him with a pop-up powerbomb anyway, and then a Stone Cold Stunner. And yeah, 1, 2, 3. Theory loses again. I don't know what the the record is of Theory since he got into this title picture till he got the Money in the Bank, but he can't be good. He doesn't. I think I've seen him win one match against Dolph Ziggler. Maybe I don't remember seeing him win any more other matches. So, yeah, madness. Come on with a good idea, my friend. I wish Braun Strowman could attack somebody else. Yeah, he would have made. It doesn't make sense attacking the tag team at all. That's like when Kane first came into wrestling. Bad Blood. In your house on that 98. If Kane, instead of attacking the Undertaker, he came out and attacked flipping the New Age Outlaws. Like, for what reason? But yeah, madness. Oh yeah, I got through all these already, didn't I? Austin Theory should go back to NXT and cash in on. I think that's a good idea. Cash in on Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker comes to the main roster, and Austin Theory stays down there because on that roster, he never won anything. There's unfinished business. The same thing I said about Ricochet. Go and win the North American title or the NXT title. What are you doing on the main roster doing nothing? I know Ricochet's won the Intercontinental title and the US title, but does anybody remember any of them reigns? Intercontinental one didn't last very long at all. The US title didn't last long at all either. So big up Nev. I definitely agree with what you're saying. Also, I don't get the whole touch me interference thing. I believe we could have had a shock at the Clash of the... Yeah, it made no sense because if anybody watched the whole show, it showed him in the locker room with Roman, shaking his hand, talking, having a laugh. It showed him in the locker room with Drew, having a laugh. Then he made it seem like he had a problem with Roman at the end of it. But obviously, they're trying to say that the reason why he knocked out Theory is because he didn't want anybody interfering in the match. So why didn't you knock out Solo Sikoa then? Like he just left. He just left the Usos' brother there to interfere in the match. Didn't make any sense. What Theory was doing was actually legal. It's not a problem. I'm like, keep on great ideas. Yeah, big up, bro. I honestly thought that what they should have done, if they're gonna go down that route of him knocking out Austin Theory, when he came in the ring after and it looked like he was gonna do something to Roman and he shook his hand, he should have punched Drew in the face. Then he should have took the mic and said, "Listen, you're a disgrace to the UK. We will put all our hopes in you. You came here, we put on this massive show, and you let us all down. You're just like Anthony Joshua." That's what he should have said. And then, obviously, leave it there. McIntyre comes back, SmackDown takes the microphone. "Listen, I want to fight you, Tyson Fury. I've got things to handle first, but when I'm going to get to you. And then when we go to Saudi Arabia, we can have Tyson Fury versus Drew McIntyre. Come on, man. WWE, employ me, bro. Come on, man. I know I got the ideas, bro." Yeah, he will. He will. He's got unfinished business. That's how when Roman returned in the first place and took the title from the Fiend and Braun in that triple threat match. He came down in the match with like 5 minutes left, signed a contract on the ramp, ran in the. He attacked him on the day when the Fiend won the title. That's how it happened. Then when he returned. So, yeah, big up Khaled. I just think it's a good idea, man. But clearly, these people know better than me. So, moving on from there, we had Damage Control in the ring, aka the Bailey Buddies. Listen, anyone who's seen my reaction to when these ladies returned, let me not be rude. You saw how happy I was. You saw how ecstatic I was. I think I was damn screaming. Is it wrong for me to say I'm bored of them already? And I mean this in the nicest possible way. I don't have a problem with any of them. I think individually, all three of them ladies are massive wrestlers. I think they're all superstars. I think they can all be champions. But nothing makes sense between them. Io and Dakota together makes no sense. All three of them together makes no sense. Bailey with them two makes no sense. Bailey is being this over the top obnoxious heel, which she was before, but it's like Bailey she's being the idea of a heel instead of actually being a heel. All being a heel is being the bad guy in it. It's very easy to do that. Take whatever you don't like in your real life, whatever winds you up in real life, and do that. But why did I have to? She's over the top, ding dong. Like, are you 5 years old? Ding dong. That's not. It's stupid. They pull stupid faces. Their promos are all over the place because they've all got different accents, and it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, how have they made Io Shirai already look like she was never a main event person? She was the NXT champion. Like Dakota Kai's last feud, she turned on Raquel. It was incredible. She she came back as the Grim Reaper and hit people over the head with shovels and that. She had one of the greatest heel turns I've ever seen in my life in that War Games match. It's one of the greatest heel turns of all time. Why? And then they got Bailey, who was in the last thing Bailey done before she obviously got, because obviously she had that the one-on-one with Sasha. They were like the best tag team. They were the best thing in lockdown. So what's happened? It's very silly. Like Dakota Kai she was my favorite on NXT. They've made her look like an idiot already. I'm not joking. They made her look like I'm almost imagining that when this group breaks up, because it will, because this group is worse than Absolution, Fire and Desire, the Kabuki Warriors, the Iconics, Team Bad, Team Bellas. This is worse group than all of them. I don't get it. WWE should scrap WWE. I think they've scrapped it. We haven't seen it for weeks. I don't want them. The thing is, I don't need them to scrap it. Just change the name to the Hardcore title and have proper matches and make it seem important. Because I like the fact that R-Truth has something to do. But and I don't know about releasing Dana, man. It's like I don't want anyone to lose their job, and but I do get what you mean. She's kind of like not being used at all. But she's one of the women that should be there to make a tag team with someone else, because if you have women tag team titles, you need tag teams, and there's no tag teams. Like you've got the Bailey Buddies tag team, you got Raquel and Aaliyah. You don't have Doudrop and Nikki anymore. You don't have um, Natalia and whoever she was with. You don't have. There's no tag teams again. So they're gonna have to keep somebody. I actually thought when her and Mandy were together, it was a good tag team, to be honest. But I don't know. Drew McIntyre, Saudi Arabia, I will watch that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to watch the match in particular. I don't care about it. I'm just saying that if they're gonna be there, they're not going anywhere. Do it, and or you know what, Donald, what you said about the 24/7, get rid of it and bring the cruiserweight title back on the main show, or the European title, and or the light heavyweight title. Then you got the smaller guys who are not realistically gonna beat Roman. They can have their matches and it can be important to them. And I remember I used to watch it. Tajiri used to have them titles and Jamie Noble and that. It was fun. Creative with Triple H also agrees. But the group, I don't get. Bailey should be. Yes, agreed, Nev. Agreed. Like it just doesn't make sense. Bailey's bringing those two down, and those two are bringing Bailey down. If that makes any sense, like Bailey's star power doesn't need these two, because Bailey will keep winning or not losing, and them two will keep losing. So it makes them look weak. It's almost like the Usos can lose singles matches because as a tag team they never lose, and they don't make Roman look bad. If the Usos kept losing and losing their titles, and that Roman would look stupid. It would look like, why have you got these guys around you? They can't even protect you. So yeah, Donald, I agree 100%. Savage, do you think three ladies should go their separate ways? Yeah, but it's too soon for them to go their separate ways because they've only just come in. So maybe when Bailey wins the title, a championship at some point, she gets a bit too big for her boots, and then them two split their ways because they want the title themselves. Yeah, and you can have a triple threat match to call it off. But moving on from there, this is a match that I really didn't care about. I thought this was stupid. So we had Damon Priest versus Rey Mysterio again. Again. I'm fed up of Priest versus Mysterio, Finn Balor versus Mysterio, Judgment Day versus flipping the Mysterios / Edge with Rhea on the outside. I'm so fed. The storyline at the beginning of the show was fine. All they had to do is they should have turned the show around. They should have had them come out at the end. The whole show should have been built around Rey Mysterio trying to get to Dominic. I need to speak to my son. I need to speak to my son. Edge is looking for him, and I need to get to my son before Edge gets to him, because I can't help what Edge is going to do, and I can't really stop him because you kind of deserve it. And then he finds him eventually in the changing room and the locker room. Rhea doesn't let him in. Edge gets his way through, and then Dominic beats. You know what I mean? This match meant nothing. It meant nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, all Dominic done was stopped his dad performing the 619, and then we got the South of Heaven chokeslam, which I like that finishing move. But yeah, Priest wins, and no doubt that the next week they're gonna go if Edge is gonna come out with a limp. He's either gonna come out with a limp or he's gonna be missing, and he's gonna fight one of them. Probably fight Finn and lose that match as well. or fight Dominic and lose. And yeah, stupid. I said, anyone who was at Clash at the Castle watching my stream, I said, I don't mind Dominic turning on his dad. I actually predicted this months back, about 9 months ago, when they had the tag team titles. So actually, not 9 months ago, because I think the Usos took the SmackDown titles off them, but before that. But I didn't need him to join the Judgment Day, bro. I didn't. And if you are going to let him join Judgment Day, have him have a bit of turmoil that, because I don't know, he could have attacked his dad and not turned straight away and then had a build up to it. But it is what it is, man. The feud is terrible. And the thing is, I'm worried about the Judgment Days. When they're done with this feud, I don't see what other feud they move on to. Like, because whoever they turn on, the people are already there in the building. So why haven't you bothered them before? It makes no sense. Yes, cruiserweight title, UK title, light heavyweight championship, back Savage. Yeah, just bring back one of them. Just bring back one of them titles, bro. I would probably say the cruiserweight title, because the cruiserweight and light heavyweight are pretty much the same. I think cruiserweight was WCW, light heavyweight was WWE. So have the cruiserweight title. I know there's one on NXT. I think with the cruiserweight ones, because of who would be in that mix, I would like that cruiserweight title to be defended on all brands. So that means that when we have a pay-per-view and they don't put the cruiserweight title match on there, that person could have a match at TakeOver. Makes sense. That way, the people in NXT get to fight people on the main roster to get more experience, and then you can interchange, man. But okay, this match having the time against it's silly. Judgment Day started well. It's going downhill. I don't even honestly never. I love your opinion on that, but I don't even think the Judgment Day started well. I thought it was stupid. We had that match, and you had flipping Edge at the end of the match, and then Rhea Ripley comes in with a hoodie. Oh, who is it? It's clearly Rhea Ripley, and her and Edge do the awkward stare at the camera for about 10 minutes. Then we get Damon Priest. Oh, it's boring, man. I think it was against AJ, wasn't it? And Finn, I think it's a tag team match. Yeah, I love Judgment Day. Feud's boring. They have no leader. Which you can't have a faction without a leader. Triple H was the leader of. Actually, you can have a faction without a leader. It can be an unwritten leader. So Triple H was the leader of DX. The Rock was the leader of the Nation of Domination, and Farouk was the Nation of Domination beginning. Heart Foundation, Brett, the Shield. Seth done all the talking that, but Roman was clearly the powerhouse of that group. You can keep going. You can corporate Ministry of Darkness, Undertaker. You need a leader. You need a focal point, and that focal point has to be strong. Probably has to be in a title picture or a badass. Bro? No one in that Judgment Day look like they're going to win a title anytime soon. I don't know. I mean, why didn't Judgment Day do what Braun did and stop the tag team match? Because they're the ones who need the title. Like, they are a tag team. Like Finn and Damon Priest, they're a tag team within that group, innit? So they should have. I don't know. And I'm not even moaning as well, because I actually enjoyed watching Raw, but I enjoy loads of movies as well, and I can pick points in them where people have gone wrong. It's just how my mind works, man. Judgment Day should have new opponents, and Dominic Mysterio have gone separate ways. Not just they should. The Judgment Day is confusing, very confusing. I grew up watching the cruiserweight title with the likes of Jimmy Wang Yang defending it there. Oh, Jimmy Wang Yang, that's my guy, you know. I love it, bro. I remember there was like most pay-per-views used to start with the light heavyweight title match or cruiserweight title match. You'd have like Tajiri versus Funaki versus Crash Holly, triple threat match and that. Or you'd have the hardcore title match. You'd have Raven versus Maven and the Big Show and Steve Blackman and Crash Holly and Hardcore Holly. And it'd be, because obviously you could have like a 10-man match in the hardcore matches, because Raven would come out with a trolley full of like trash cans and stuff like that. The match could finish anywhere. Sometimes the match didn't finish; it just carried on. And then throughout the show, you got to see what was going on backstage. You know, like remember when Christian won it and he hit Molly Holly over the head. The reason why we all remember that is because it was a moment. We don't care about the actual title. Who cares about the hardcore title, bro? Undertaker had it. I didn't give a damn. But it was good times, bro. Yeah, man. I remember when Crash Holly and the Basham brothers, I think, they jumped in a car because Crash Holly won the title. They went to like a ball pit with like a play area and a jungle gym and stuff, and the ref went with him, and there was climbing through the jungle gym and trying to pin him. Bro, where's the fun gone, man? It was hilarious, bro. I remembered it, man. Um, I think Crash actually got away that time, but it was making me laugh because he put the ref in the car and took him with him. So then when the Judgment Day come, I feel like it's so boring watching them matches over and over again. I don't. Yeah, so since Triple H has been in, we've had less repetitive matches, and like we don't really get the repeats anymore. But the one constant repeat still is the Judgment Day. It has to stop because where does it go from here? Apart from Dominic versus Ray at maybe Extreme Rules, where do we go? So very interesting. But yeah, they could book it a little bit different. Um, Moving on from there, we get the main event match. Miz versus Bobby Lashley in a steel cage. Um, they kind of pissed me off using the steel cage on Raw for no reason because I said that it would make sense for Seth Rollins and Riddle to have a steel cage match or a Hell in a Cell match at Extreme Rules, so they can't run away from each other and kick the shit out of each other. But let me just get to this comment first. Yeah, Crash was funny. Spike Dudley was a good hardcore champ. Yeah, man, I loved it, bro. Sometimes you'd get like a random person who had nothing to do with it. I think the coach a few times won the hardcore title as well. But yeah, this main event, listen, they wasted the cage match. It made no sense because last week Miz didn't even want to fight Bobby. This week is asking for a cage match against Bobby. Very weird. My guess is they should have mentioned it more in the story. The Miz is scared of Loomis being around, so I'm going to have a match in a cage so he can't get to me and kidnap me. Now, this match didn't last very long. Before the bell rang, it was smart from the Miz to start attacking Bobby Lashley, and then Ciampa was attacking him as well. I think the threw his the slamming him into the stairs, his arm and stuff like that, trying to break him down. Hit a skull crushing finale straight away. I thought it looked like the match was going to be over, but obviously Bobby kicked out. And yeah, they were using the cage door a lot, slamming on people's heads and stuff like that. Now, after that, he nearly won because he climbed out and he got halfway down the cage. As he gets halfway down the cage, which I think we all knew was coming, you see the Loomis slide from underneath the ring and he's staring up at him. Now, no man can scare me that much that I'm going to climb back up the cage. I would just jump off. I win the title and I get to leave. First of all, we're trying to make it more realistic. Where was the security? Where was the police? This man has already kidnapped you. Surely he's got a restraining order and he can't be in the building. How did he get in the building? How did he get under the ring? Why didn't you show a clip of how Dexter Loomis got under the ring? Say that he got there before, once they built the ring and everyone went on their break, he snuck under the... Just explain. And why didn't they make him come through the cage? Like, come through the ring, make a hole in the ring, let him come through the ring like Undertaker would have. Because sliding out the bottom is kind of like, whatever. You know what I mean? Obviously, didn't work out too well for the Miz in the end, did it? And yeah, he got a brutal spear on the way back down. And Bobby Lashley left the cage, bro. And yeah, on the way, the Miz obviously tried to crawl out, and Bobby locked the cage. Didn't lock it with the lock, by the way. He just put his hand there. And Dexter Loomis climbed in to the cage, put him in the what's that thing? The move called the silent whatever. I think it's called the silencer actually, or is that Carmella? It's called the silent something, but it's like a sleeper hold. Put Miz to sleep, and then we went off air, and it finished like that. And then obviously, if you watch the clips after, Loomis put Miz over his shoulder and left the ring. Now, when he left the ring with the Miz over his shoulder, first of all, we had to wait for the cage to go up. He was sitting in the ring with the Miz in his lap for about 2 minutes. Then he walked up the ramp. No security, no police, no Ciampa, no one in the locker room who cares about the Miz, no Maurice, no Adam Pearce. The commentators are just talking. No one gives a shit. I don't have to repeat myself. This man has already kidnapped the Miz before. No one cared. Nobody cared. To just let him take him. I'm beginning to think, I'm beginning to think that Like, are him and the Miz in it together? Which wouldn't make no sense because the Miz doesn't have a title or anything. But I don't even know if the Miz cares. I don't even know if I think the Miz likes it. Not even in a fruity way. I think the Miz likes it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would he? Why? I don't like. What happened to the Miz? Did he get violated? Is that why he didn't want to talk about it? And did he get violated and then now he kind of likes it? Because you can't tell me that 1 second there's a car crash in the back and everyone's running around. Then there's the whole thing and everyone's like, Miz, are you okay? Come. No one cares. Arrest him, or at least pretend to arrest him. That's why you should have dragged him under the ring. Done an Undertaker thing, but just disappeared. He should have had. Let me tell you how I would have done it. If you want to do the exact same thing, but all they should have had, you know, them guys who were in the crowd who had the hoodies on. You can record this you can pre-record this on it. Have them on a video on the video screen, like how Retribution was before. With, you know, the big lever what turned off all the lights. Have them do that. Turn the lights off. When the lights come back on, the Miz is gone and Loomis is gone, and security is looking for them. There you go. Do I have to do everything myself? WWE, watch my video and take the idea, bro. It's simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. Whoever works for the creative in that, and I'm not about Triple H, he's the head of creative, but obviously has writers in it. It's just turn the lights off. Because taking the Miz in broad daylight when nobody cares is very weird, bro. Because first Dexter Loomis turned up and all the commentators pretended like they didn't know who he was. Now they're saying him by his first name, or his the whole name, Dexter Loomis, because he turned up on NXT. When he turned up on NXT to speak to Indy Hartwell, all the security guard and police took him away. Mate. It makes zero sense. yeah, that was what Hornsdog would do. I don't know why Steel Cage thought Dexter Loomis wanted AJ Styles. Mate, he switched from AJ Styles so quick. Literally 1 week he wanted AJ, next week he forgot about him. I hope Dexter Loomis becomes United. Me too, but not at this rate because technically they haven't even employed him. Like that couple of weeks ago, they didn't know who he was. Kayfabe. The commentators were like, "Who is that guy?" Now they're just calling him by his name, and then it's like, why would you sign him? Because you signed somebody as a kidnapper. So surely there should be something where Dexter Loomis kidnaps Adam Pearce. That's the person he should kidnap, and now he should say to Adam Pearce, if you want your family to be okay, blah, 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 I need a WWE contract and I need it now. And I need the contract to say I can't be fired within the next 18 months, 2 years or whatever. That way, there's a reason for him to be on the roster. Who the hell employs someone who's been kidnapping people? Hey, man, there's Loomis on Raw. He's just appearing on the same brand all the time. No, but there's only 2 brands anyway, so it doesn't matter where he's appearing because there's only SmackDown left. But I don't mind all of that. He appeared on NXT because obviously he married Indy Hartwell. If you don't watch NXT, you probably won't know that, but he married her. Then he got released on it. So it made sense. You're tying up loose ends, but the rest of it's stupid. It's stupid. Yes, was. Yeah, they won't take notes, man. I mean, when they do take notes, they just steal stuff and don't say anything, which is fine as long as it makes the product better. But big up John Conway in the chat. But yeah, man, that's where we're gonna leave it, man. That was the Raw review in about 45 minutes. I told you already, man. I was here for a good time, not a long time. I got all the points I wanted to get across. Raw was fun. Okay, fun's a bit of a strong word. Listen, out of 10, I give this Raw a 6.5. Which sounds bad, but it's actually not because 5's average. So this was good. Good to okay. But I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I think there was continuity. We had Braun return. Just mixed up a few things. And some matches were just there for no reason. I really wish they didn't put on the Priest versus Rey Mysterio match on because 1, it didn't need to be there, and 2, that match didn't last long anyway, so you could have just made a 5-minute backstage segment. People won't know this, and it's probably because people don't watch it as often anytime anymore. But if you go back and watch the network and go and watch like a Raw or SmackDown, and like just pause the video on when a backstage segment starts, and then pause it after, and then add up the amount of time what's spent backstage, and you'll realize a lot of time spent. Like Austin, there was a part where Austin had the title, but he was injured in real life, and he didn't wrestle, but he was on the show constantly, so you didn't even realize. He just seemed like he was Austin chilling. He was always in the back room with him and Deborah. She was making him cookies and that. I think Angle was all right with Austin then, and Vince was okay with him as well. But I think that was like just before the invasion angle or just after. But yeah, man, should have done something like, yes, 100% they should have done this. 100%. I mean, obviously you can't go as brutal as they did with Sarah and DDP before, but yeah, you could. That I agree with you 100%. So we'll see you next stream, next video. Big up, brother. Big up, Ravi, man. I'm about to jump off, to be honest, Ravi. But obviously, thanks for coming along. Always supporting, bro. I love you being on the channel, like that. I don't know what the next video is for the channel. I want to do some more creative videos within the week, so just look out for. They'll be pre-recorded anyway, not live stream. So you can just turn the notification bell on, and you'll find them. Obviously, Hugo Online. I've got videos coming tomorrow and the rest of the week. If there's anything like new trailers that come out today, though, I might do some later on. I've got a photo shoot to do in a little bit. And obviously SmackDown. And yeah, we'll go from there. See what's in it. But big up Donald as well, bro. But yeah, man, like I said, big up to all you guys, man. You've been amazing. I think Ravi just asked me, do I like Edge? Come on, man. The man's a legend. But yeah, it's been dope, man. It's been dope. That was the Raw review show for the 5th of September 2022. So we'll be back next Monday next Monday for the same review. And then yeah, we'll see what they change and what they add on. But for now, I've been your boy Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, and share.